Hey guys, I'm back with a new video today. In today's video, I'm finally going to be talking about ZHONGLI. I'm going to give you guys a talent build guide, how you can build him, either if you want to build him DPS or support, and tell you guys why you guys should do so. I got my ZHONGLI yesterday. I played him a little bit. I wanted to get to know how to play the character, how to combine the character before I made this guide. Now, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about his skills first of all. He has 3 skills. Normal attack, which is spear attack, super fast attacks, but also can do a charge attack where you leap forward and damage everybody in your path. Now, what's nice about it is you can actually combine the charge attack and the normal attack by canceling the normal attack animation, jumping right into this charge animation, which is amazing. Super good if you're gonna build him DPS carry. We'll talk more about that soon. Now, second elemental skill is Dominus Lapidus. Basically, spawns a Geo Steel structure, and it can block attacks, but what is amazing with it does geo damage, but it resonates with other geo statues around him, so combining him with other geo characters is really nice. I want to show you guys in a second, but basically it will do amazing AoE damage. It's a press skill and it will only have 4-second cooldown, but you cannot have 2 out at once unless you have a constellation on him. But basically you can spawn the statues and they will do a constantly AoE damage. It's really super strong when it comes to a lot of enemies and dealing that AoE damage, combining him with different characters. Now, when it comes to the attribute of the skill, it's 4-second cooldown, so you can go back and use it and whenever you want, super quick. Now, if you hold it, it will do explosion damage to the geo energy around you, and it will create a shield, a jade shield around ZHONGLI. And this shield is super strong, and you can actually transfer the shield to other characters if you switch out characters. It lasts for a long time, lasts for 20 seconds. Depending on your ZHONGLI's HP, that's how much absorption it can take. But this is very important. I know it says here is based on ZHONGLI's max HP, but I want you guys to remember this fact when we go to artifacts later. So you can absorb geo damage and it can cause geo damage. And if there's enemies targets with the geo element, it will drain a large amount of geo element from 2 of the targets to give you faster energy. But honestly, you don't need much energy recharge on ZHONGLI. I'm going to tell you guys real quick why. But if you use it, if you hold the skill, the hold CD is 12 seconds instead of the press CD. So what's a really nice combination you can do with him is you can press, spawn the statue, switch to a character, to another geo character, for example, put down some geo stuff, pillars, swag back to him, and put out the shield, and that way you could get him super useful if you're playing it as a support. Is very nice and very efficient. Now that is the Dominus Lapidus. Let's talk about the Planet Befall. Planet Befall is one of the coolest elemental bursts in the game. It spawns a massive meteor. It pulls down a meteor from the sky, does insane amount of AoE damage, but not only that, it applies a petrifying effect to the enemies. Basically what that means is they turn into stones, so they can't move and do anything. They're basically immobilized, and you can do whatever you want to them, switch to another character or deal amazing damage to him. Now what is insane with this is, you know how Venti, I have Venti, and the energy cost for Venti is 60, but you can spam it all the time. But for him, it's 40 energy costs only. So you will be getting the Planet Befall pretty fast, and it's only 12-second cooldown, so you could be spamming those meters. And think about it, the enemies will be immobilized for 2 to 3 seconds. So for them to actually be moving, they'll only be moving for about like 8 or 9 seconds when you're just spamming this elemental burst on them, which is amazing. High damage, high AoE damage, and the petrified duration actually increases. As you can see, you can increase it all the way to 4 seconds. So you can basically have them almost frozen for a long period of time. That are the skills. He has some other cool skills too. His passives. Passive talent with Jail Shield, take that damage, his elemental skill, where you hold. Fortified characters have 5% increased shield strength. If you switch to another character, the shield will of course get stronger, and it can also stack up to 5 times. Dominus Earth, this one is amazing. Deals additional damage equal to 33% of ZHONGLI's HP. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Remember I told you guys to pay attention to the HP? I need you guys to remember this, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys him in battle later, but first of all, let's talk about his stats. Let's talk about his artifacts. Now, why I want to jump right into artifacts is because I want to tell you guys to remember the HP part, right? Now, you don't want to build him with HP build, okay? I know it says on his skill, HP increases this, HP increases that, but do not build him HP build. What you want to do, however, is, as you guys see right now, my 2 sets is Gladiator's Finale and Petra set. Now, you want to have the Petra set for him, but the secondary set can be different. Now, if you're going to build him support or elemental burst base, with the two sets that you want to have on him is the Petra set, like I showed you guys. You can also have the force set if you want to go really good hard support on him and you have some other strong DPS in your team. The force set will actually be really useful for you. And you can collect the crystallization effect. You can do that with everything except Animo. You can pick up the particles and increase 35 damage bonus for your main DPS. So it can be really useful if you run him with Child or Diluc or any other main DPS character. It could be really useful. Now, I would advise you guys to run 2 set Petra set, and you can. And the other set I would advise you guys to run is Noblesse Oblige, but Noblesse Oblige 2 set, not 4 set. But 2 set. The reason why is his elemental burst damage increased by 20%, and what did I say about the elemental burst earlier? Every 12 seconds, super fast to use, super fast, super low energy cost. You can just spam it and do insane amount of damage over and over again. So these are the 2 good sets to use if you're support building him or playing him based on his elemental attacks. But these are 2 sets that are good, but you can also build in physical damage build. So I am thinking about doing that. That means I'm going to go 2 set Glad or 4 set. You can do that too, or 2 set Glad and 2 set Bloodstained Chivalry. You can also do 4 set of Bloodstained Chivalry, which works really good with his Crescent Pike weapon, which I will show very soon. So that are the sets I would build on him. Now when it comes to stats, the stats you want to get on him. Remember the HP part I said? Now, I would not build him HP at all. However, I would build him, like for example, my flower. I will max out my flower immediately. Get as much HP from the flower as possible. And it's fine to have a HP substat, but you want to focus him having high crit damage, crit rate. And basically, if you're building him elemental wise, you want to have geo damage bonus, but if you're building him physical damage, you want to have physical damage bonus, of course. And when it comes to the trophy, right now this trophy, don't look at this, okay? I would build him either crit damage or crit rate when it comes to his circlet. So make sure you guys do that, get those sets and combine them with them. When it comes to the HP stat, don't focus on the HP stat, but if you have an HP stat down there, like this one for example, is always good to increase his HP so he can do higher damage with his burst and give you a better shield. Now you can build in full defense if you guys want to. You can go for the retracing Bolide set. See if I have it right here. Yeah, the retracing Bolide set. If you want to go full and sacrifice some of his damage for a shield, you can do that. Remember, you can't transfer the shield effects to another character, so it will only be for him. He will be more of a tanky character. Now, that is his artifacts. When it comes to his weapons, if you're free to play and you can't afford weapons, you would go for the Crescent Pike. Now, when it comes to his weapon, most of the polearms are really good for him, but the best polearm that I think that you can get for Zhongli is the Primordial Jade Winged Spear. Why it is because the main stat is attack, the secondary stat is crit rate, which is incredible for Zhongli. Not only that is the effect of the spear, it increases attack by 3.2% for 6 seconds, and he's a fast attacker and deals a lot of damage very quickly, so he can get the max 7 stacks really quickly. And while in possession of maximum possible stacks, damage dealt is increased by 12%. So overall, this is my main suggested spear for Zhongli. It is a 5-star, so not everybody can get it, but it is incredible for him. Now, another spear that is really good for him is the Vortex Vanquishers. Currently, it's in the shop and the banner. You have a high chance of getting it if you want to. Again, it's another 5-star. It gives attack percentage, and what the passive effect of the spear is increase shield strength by 20%, scoring hits on opponents, increase attack by 4% for 8 seconds, and can stack again. There's no issue for Zhongli to stack this. He can do it very easily, and while protected by a shield, both picking up elemental shields or using the elemental skill, this attack increase effect is increased by 100%. So it's incredible spear or polearm for Zhongli. Again, it's a 5-star though. If you cannot get a 5-star spear, there's good options for you. Don't worry, guys. The first one is Crescent Pike that I am currently using. You can actually craft it yourself on the blacksmith, gives a physical damage bonus. It's more if you're going for a more carry physical damage build that I am going to do. The set effect is amazing too. Increases normal and charge attack damage. Really good if you're going for a physical damage build, and if you pick up art particles that you do literally all the time using a Geo character, getting the crystallization effect is no problem. So Crimson Pike, really good. Now the Black Pole is also good. It can give a crit damage secondary stat. However, there are better options, but if you don't have them, you go for the Black Cliff Pole. Now the other one that is really good is both the prototype Grudge. The only reason I would not go for the prototype Grudge is I know it's a really good support spear, but it has energy recharge, and honestly Zhongli doesn't need more energy recharge. But the passive skill is good. If you use the elemental skill, his E, which is every 4 seconds that you can use, increases normal and charge attack damage by 8% for 12 seconds. You can have max 12 stacks, so you can have it literally every single time. That's usually how you want to start his attack, to use the elemental skill, then start whooping. Other good spear is the Deathmatch 4-star, gives crit rate secondary stat, and is really good if you have it. But these are the spears that I would recommend. I would not recommend any 3 stars, unfortunately, but if you can get a 4-star or 5-star, go for it. We have seen at these weapons, we have seen artifacts. Let's talk about his constellations. Now when it comes to his constellations, guys, he has probably one of the best constellations I've seen in the game. His first constellation, I can't afford it because, you know, I'm a free-to-play pleb, but if you can't get constellation, his first constellation is really amazing. He spawns 2 steel pillars, has a chance to spawn 2 of them. Next constellation is when the planet, when he pulls down a meteor, it grants a Jade Shield on the character, so you now have to use the elemental skill, which is insane. And the third skill is, of course, level up the elemental skill, and the next skill is increase the planet default AoE by 20% and increase the petrifying effect. So if you already have it max, another 2% 2 second increase, that's 6 seconds that the enemies will be petrified for, and then it's only 6 seconds left for the cooldown to be done. Incredible. Press again, and then you have the last one. The Jade Shield takes damage when you have the shield on, elemental skill on, 40% incoming damage compared to HP for the current character, and a single instance regeneration cannot exceed 8% of max HP. So basically all his constellations are ridiculous. So if you are spending a lot of money on him, definitely worth it. Now, we talked about all this stuff, but let me show you guys him in battle, okay? Now, the setup that I am running with him is I'm running the Geo Traveler. Geo Traveler is incredible with him. Now, Ningguang, if you guys have Ningguang and running him as support and Ningguang as DPS, is also insane. But me running him with Traveler, now Traveler, his last constellations was really bad. Now, Spiral just reset, so I'm just going to show this level, but I'm going to have him, the Geo Traveler, let's add Venti to it too, and then we can have also, if we actually remove Venti, we can add an Electro character like Fischl, or my Fischl is low, but just to show you guys, you get Super Conduct and then the double Geo bonus, and you can just do some crazy stuff with it. Let's do this setup real quick just to show you guys. Now, he's not maxed out or anything with the stats. This is just to show you guys how you can build a team around him and how you can play with him. Basically, we do this, we hit up. Now, I want to show you guys, if you guys look at my skills right now, I'm going to use the E to pop up, right? Boom. Now, what you can do is, when I use this E, I can switch to my other Geo character, use this, his elemental skill, switch back to Zhongli, put the Zhongli elemental skill shield, and look at this damage. He's constantly doing damage with my other Geo character. He can just keep putting down these things, switch back to him again, and just keep putting down his elemental skill, and will resonate with everything. All this AoE that they're taking is just from this one pillar resonating with my other Geo character. Now, when it comes to his meteor, that's just ridiculous. You just drop that meteor, they get all stunned, and they can't do anything at all. You can just get away if you want to, or you can chase to another character and do some crazy stuff. So overall, amazing character to use. When it comes to his attack skills that I was talking about earlier, so when it comes to his normal attack, what you guys can do is you guys can start with this normal attack and just hold it in, and it will cancel out the animation of the normal attack and go to the charge attack immediately. So it's a super nice to use overall. You know, just combining him with these characters is just ridiculous. Now this is just me showing off. It's not him at his best, but how you can basically use him in battle. So overall, my opinion of Zhongli, he's amazing, both DPS and support build. However you guys decide to build him, you can't go wrong with him. Very efficient, strong character. His skills are amazing, and I'm looking forward to adding him to my team and playing with him. So I hope this was helpful and you guys learned more about Zhongli. If it was, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.